Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I got a bunch of stuff on the screen there. I'm going to move around here in a bit. I want to get some people in the chats. Hope you all had a great weekend. And we got a big day coming up tomorrow. A celebration of Desperation. Who's Desperation? We know who's Desperation. Now comes the PAIN. Okay, in front of the world, they're going to humiliate themselves in front of the world. Let them do it. So, let's see what I've got here in the first bit. I've got a crazy person. There's two pictures there. You can pick either one of them. They're crazy. And I got a cup of coffee from Starbucks. But I'll get into that in a little bit. And I want to, when people get in the chats, I want to find out how many people listened to Mark Levin when he blew up on Hannity show. I know he's blown up a couple of times. He's good for that. He's got a short fuse, but the one where he blew up and it went all over the place. I wonder if anybody picked up anything out of that, because I picked up something. But anyway, let's see who all's in the chats. I got my spectacles on and I can see pretty good. Damon, how you doing? Rubber Toe, B-Dog, Joy. Wow, everybody's coming in. Karen, Ingrid, Ian, Wanda. I take my finger off, it just jumps. Diane, how you doing? Melinda, Georgia. Sharon, Tennessee, how you doing? Bubba, Debbie, Mike, how you doing, Mike? Explore America, Red's in here. How you doing, Red? Let me see who. Oh, gosh, we got everybody coming. Camperman. And how many Debbies? We got two Debbies and one Georgia or two Georgias? I don't know. Hi, Barb. Bambi. Okay, hi, Bambi. But anyway, I got a picture over here. This lady, she did a video where screaming and yelling. I didn't copy that video. I got some videos to show y'all. But if anybody's going to Florida and to support Mr. T for his big day tomorrow, if you see somebody with a mask on and a hat or a bandana on their hood and a Trump hat over top of the bandana, but you look through there, not just the mask, but you see a set of eyes like this, you know they're not Trump supporters, okay? That's not a Trump supporter. But they're going to be down there trying to fake everybody out. But anyway, she wants to protect trans youth. So, yeah, we got a real winner here. Just to help you all identify possible problems. But anyway, get her out of the way. I know a lot of people watched Mr. T's speech and said, well, it's pretty much the same old stuff. Well, he sprinkles some good stuff in there. I'm going to go over that in just a second. One of the several things I think he put in there that was eye-opening to me anyway. Anyway, this is Starbucks. We're hiring. Did you know Starbucks offers coverage to gender reassignment surgery and more? So I'm begging you folks, don't ever spend a nickel with these people. But you know who's really paying for that reassignment surgery with the Affordable Care Act? We're paying for it. And we're going to have to pay for all the psychological issues that arise out of it, especially with it's so terrible to say, for the young people. They're going to need a lifetime of care. when this is all said and done. And the quicker we can put a stop to it, the better. Excuse me, I'm having a drink of my coffee. Hi, Nikki, how you doing? If I missed anybody, please forgive me. Please forgive me, because it's a little hard to see it all and keep moving. But one thing that Mr. T said in his speech after they announced they were indicting him, he said, "We called Joe Crooked Joe. We don't call her Crooked Hillary anymore because she doesn't matter anymore." Did y'all catch that? She doesn't matter anymore. And I had this from last week. I didn't get to it. It was in my archives, and haven't heard a peep out of it in the news. U.S. tax judge revives Clinton Foundation case in the wake of the Durham report. So remember, who appointed Durham? Jeff Sessions. And so anyway, he said that he had a little bit of a smile on his face when he said she doesn't matter anymore. So we'll see how that plays out. And we've got a lot of characters. I used a phrase one time saying all ships going in the same direction. I said that was a line from Godfather 3. But we've got people who are playing along, playing bad guys, going in the same direction. We got bad guys going in the same direction because they've been told they better. And so there's a mix of characters going on. And if you remember Alvin, Fat Alvin, a number of people, reporters, internet creators, and also Mr. T himself, said that Bragg was reluctant, refused to do it, and looked kind of scared, looked like he was forced to do what he's doing. And that's a hint to us right there. The latest thing about Jack, we'll get to that in a minute, but he out now called him a coward and a psycho. But anyway, I put this thumbnail up, part 1 and part 2, on my other broadcasts. I never alluded to why, but I'll tell you why. I was watching Red October, and there's one moment in the movie where those words are used. One moment. And it tells you what that means. When the commander says rig for red. And the response back is, after a couple of seconds, really 30 seconds, rig for red. What does that mean? Everybody used to be wondering what that could mean. I'll see if anybody alludes to it in the chats. Where'd my chats go? There they are. Yep, Diane. I had my plumber intel told me about that. Chuck Grassley got 17 audio recordings of the resident moron. It was on News Nation. I got a copy of the video, but I didn't get a chance to transcribe it. Plus, it was on TikTok, which is hard to record. Hi, Roy. How you doing? Yeah, Forbes will probably have it on there. Karen says Nasser will kick in. Well, I don't see too many guesses. Yes, we have it all, Georgia said. We have it all. Well, let's see. Rigged for red. Red rum. Yeah, that happens a lot. No, in the submarine, the commander put out an order, rigged for red. And I've been watching for years all the different creators who were trying to figure out what that meant. Well, all you had to do was watch a movie, and when they say it. And what it was when the commander of the submarine, the Dallas, which was trailing Red October, with Sean Connery as a captain, the Russian captain. Alec Baldwin, his character just got on board of the Dallas. And he was trying to explain to the captain that he thought the Russians were trying to defect. And just then, a cable came across to sink the Red October. And the commander of the submarine said, I don't know what you're talking about, and we're going to sink this thing right now. So he ordered everybody to battle stations. And Alec Baldwin was trying to talk him out of it and listen to what he had to say. But while he was doing that, the commander gave out the order, rigged for red, which means to go on attack. Get ready to fire some missiles. So anyway, I think this is a turning point that is going to involve firing some missiles back. But it won't be obvious. You'll just see the booms, but you won't know where it came from. Who pushed the button? Where's my friend Mr. Kibler? I'm going to tell him I'm going to push the button. Somebody's going to push the button. Royce is silent running. Well, if you watch the movie, Roy, you'll see him getting ready to sink it. Getting the torpedoes hot and putting themselves in position to fire on the Red October. Arming the torpedoes. Battle stations. Submarine talk for battle stations. So let's see. I'm going to play this little video, just see how my videos play. This was Bud Light showing us that they have not learned a daggone thing. But it also shows you that a lot of these people with these pride parades are going to learn something. You take a look down the street at the end of this video. It's real short, but we'll talk about it. Take a look down the street with the camera person. Tell me what you see. Oh, this is Lockheed Martin. I got another Pride Parade tape. I'll play this. I didn't even want to load Lockheed Martin up here. Yeah, I recorded this the other day. I thought it was my other Pride Parade video. I got to find that one. Let me see if I can jump out of the studio and get it. But that was Lockheed Martin. And I was going to play that to discuss further on in the broadcast about the false economy, where these big companies that are playing along with a woke agenda, with this ESG financing and all that kind of stuff, they hire these deluded lunatics, which you could see. I wanted to set that up before I played it. You could see What was that, 30 seconds? How long was that video? I got to make sure I don't play the same one again. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to play it. Let me play it and see which one. I don't. Yeah, that's it. That's the same one. Lockheed Martin. There's your tax dollars at work. But take a look at all these Fruit Loops, and these are employees of the company. And, you know, without this woke agenda and this tax dollars going at these people, they couldn't get a job stuffing envelopes. But anyway, I wish I had that other video. I'll come across it. Let me look here. But what you have these pride parades, they rent out spaces on the street for people to sell their whatever food and stuff like that. And I had this one video I want to play for y'all. Just bear with me a second. I don't know where it went. This might be it right here. No, that's not it. Well, anyway, here we are. Bud Light. They hadn't learned nothing. I found it. Ha ha. Okay, this is it. That's what I was saying. Bud Light hadn't learned nothing. Here they are, Bud Light. They try to get away with it by saying it's a block party. Okay? They don't put any letters up. You know, they're trying to stay away from that, of course. But so they put block party, but then they put some rainbow colors. Not all the rainbow colors. See them trying to weasel out, try to play both sides of the fence. But let me play this video. Y'all see what's going on. You look down the street, all those people with the rainbow bridge or rainbow balloons arcing over, and everybody, I hope everybody that's in this shot paid good money to have those setups, and I hope they spent a lot of time to get out there, because none of these weirdos are going to spend any money of any consequence. People aren't going to these things anymore. They're getting wise to what the agenda is. And they didn't sell squat. They didn't sell nothing. I hope they lost their backsides. But Budweiser, like I said, hasn't learned a damn thing. But hey, we'll destroy the brand, and maybe they'll learn. What is it? Kohl's, they got a problem too. Jersey Joe, how you doing? Brighter day. Hi, Kathy. Reba. Let me see. Hey, Joe, give me a thumbs up. A Google account. How you doing? So, anyway, the usual stuff, like, share, and subscribe. Here we go. Speaking of psychos, weirdos, and freaks, this is one of many things Mr. T put out a couple of days ago. This is the man who caused the lowest learner catastrophe with the IRS. He went after evangelicals and great Americans of faith. The United States had to apologize and pay major damages for what this deranged lunatic did. He had a unanimous loss in the Supreme Court. His wife is a Trump hater, just as he is a Trump hater, a deranged psycho that shouldn't be involved in any case having to do with, quote, justice, other than to look at Biden as a criminal, which he is. But let me tell you some odd things about this man. I hope I didn't miss it. Did anybody? I asked early in the broadcast. Some of you just may have tuned in. I'm gonna get back on this Jack subject in a bit. But did any of you watch the video? Mark Levin blows up or goes off or whatever. That's the first one he did on Sean Hannity's show. I got a clue out of that one. So write down, make a note, take a look at that. We'll talk about that in future broadcasts. But anyway, so you got Jack. And I put this up about Hillary Dillery Do. Now, Jack was over in The Hague, over in Europe for years on the, I guess when he got in all that trouble for the IRS scam, they gave him the boot and sent him overseas, I guess to keep him out of trouble, and put him on that world court or whatever to try war criminals. He didn't do nothing and y'all know he got his chance to screw up Trump's negotiations, which Trump was able to remedy, but still. He was over there, and for what I understand, when he was first reported to be assigned as Trump's special prosecutor, they said he was in France recovering from a bicycle accident. I don't know if you all remember that or not. Hi, Awakened Trillium, how are you? So I remember it. I also remember Hillary being over in France in 2018, and she was sitting at a desk, and she looked kind of perplexed. But the idea was to take a joke picture. In France, they had stacks of paper all around her, and the desk she was sitting behind was a replica of the Resolute desk in the White House. JFK's desk. And they were joking like, these are your emails, Hillary, we found them. And she was already seated, and she was like, oh, ha, 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 ha. And it wasn't really a joke. And I'm just wondering if Jack hadn't been roped in to have his ship go in the same direction. I'll put it that way. Hi, Robin. How you doing? So just remember that little maxim. All the ships going in the same direction. Some of them have got to go. Some of them want to go. But they're going to all go in the same direction. Let me see what I've got in here. I had a video that started off with, it was one of these montages, all kids are going to die. These kids are going to die. We're going to die. It was one of those Mockingbird type videos. Let me see if I can find it. And the person who starred in that, he started out with Pocahontas, I think. Let me see if I should be able to find that. Pocahontas. I wish I could play videos while I'm looking for them, for different ones, but it won't do that for me. But anyway, there's a person at the beginning of that video that's in the news now to show you how they all collude. The media and these activists all collude together to put forth the same narrative. And if I can find it, great. But if not, I'll just put the person up and you all will probably recognize them. Let's see. There's that nun that was talking about Georgie Porgy Soriosio. Yes, I know Georgie Porgy is giving his fortune over to his control of his fortune over to his son, Alexander the not so great. So that's out of the blue too, folks. That's out of the blue. And these out of the blue things are what we got to keep an eye on. Stuff that happens out of the blue. Now, George Soros is 92. But I also played a video of him and Henry Kissinger early in this Ukrainian conflict, namely last year, where after Putin said he was going to strike decision-making centers, almost simultaneously, Henry Kissinger put out a video where he said Ukraine should settle out with Russia and stop the war as soon as possible. And you had George Soros put out a statement that he had all but given up on Ukraine and Poroshenko if it wasn't for Biden. And he put everything right in Biden's lap. So that was right after Putin made no bones about that he'll go out of the country, out of Ukraine, out of Russia, wherever the decision-making center is subject to go kaboom. So, anyway. So now we have George kicking all his money over to his son. I can't find that video, but I'll put the story up, and maybe you all will remember the video where this person starts the video off saying, kids are going to die. And then everybody else starts in, people will die. Oh, we're all going to die. I'll play that in another. But anyway, this person here is pulling a Smollett, saying she was accosted or assaulted. And now people are really looking into her, him, whatever. My understanding is, see, I'm a true gender. I'm not a transgender. I'm a true gender. TRU gender. So I can't keep up with all this stuff. Who's what, and who changed what, whatever. But Elliot Page is the name. Now, this person was a female, and her story is that she was just having these fits where she would what they call self-harm, and take a knife and cut herself, and what our old vernacular would say, mentally disturbed. Okay. And they, them, whatever, claim they, them were having a dream, and voices told them to change their gender. And within days, they say, or a week or something like that, a doctor performed a double mastectomy on this person. And of course, they're committed now. They're committed to this. They can't ever go back. They can't return to their original state. So they are committed and get very nasty if anybody disagrees with them. But so they came out with a hate crime story, and that might be something you all want to check into. And if I find that video in the future, I'll find out. But here we are dealing with somebody who is coordinating with different news agencies to put out the same message. And we know those coordinated messages come from 3-letter government, U.S. government agencies. They're called 4 a.m. talking points, folks. So I'd like to play that video, but it's going to get continually more interesting. They're going to turn the heat up because they can't afford to have Mr. T come back in, because what did he say? It's going to be over with, okay? They're going to bring back mental institutions. as they should, adequate care for people who are having uh, mental breakdowns, suffering from mental illness. We're going to have facilities to give them proper care. And there's a lot of money in this game, a lot of money. That surgeon got a lot of money. And the Starbucks offer to pay for their employees. There's a lot of money in that. And after that happens, they're going to need continuing psychiatric care. And all that includes paychecks, okay, for a lot of people. So that's the way to look at it. Follow the money covers so many things. And they use people like this disturbed person, if they're still up there on the screen, yeah? Like this person, to cash in. I put this up on True Social. I don't know if y'all check my True Social page out. So, I mean, hey, I'm going to start sending this to what little bit of friends I have left that are left-leaning. The few I have left. But it says everything you need to say. When you're okay with naked strangers dancing in front of your little ones and go apoplectic when adults pray to God, you're on the side of evil, and we're done pretending any different. Okay, folks? That's a good one. That's a good one. Let me take Evil Jack down. But I tell you what, I put two and two together with that. Jack being in France, and with the Wicked Witch was in France, somebody did a photo op with that desk, and they had stacks of paper 3 feet tall on both sides of her. She didn't know what to say, what to make of it. I think she was being sent a message. I also put, here we're worrying about what kind of stunts they're going to pull. I was thinking, well, when are they going to play the Jimmy Carter card? You know, how long ago did he get put into hospice? Now, hospice doesn't mean you're automatically not going to make it. Okay, there's people that spent months in hospice and got to go home and lived a couple of years afterwards. So it's not really a sentence, so to speak. Excuse me while I get a sip of my coffee. But I don't know what the story is to Carter, but I was worried about, if they play the Carter card, that's when stuff is really going to be a problem. But no, here they got something even better. NASA. Here we go. NASA warns of internet apocalypse that will disable the internet for months. And I guess that there's something to do with the sun or some cosmic BS. Hey, Russia and Elon Musk both got in situations late last year where their satellites were disabled and attacked, and they put them back up in days. They have the Russians have got crude-looking satellites, like they said. They're not pretty, but they work. They're not pretty, but they work. Elon Musk, he's got his satellites. He's got his own dishes. He's selling internet service to the Ukrainian military using his satellites. Both systems, Musk and Russia, have got it down to an assembly line. They're like the Henry Fords of satellites. Make them on an assembly line. They're cheap. They make them quick, and they can put them up quick. So I don't know what NASA's got up their sleeve, or if it's just something to try to scare us and get us to look there and not hear what's going on, especially tomorrow. Now, I said celebration of desperation. I hope everybody shows up tomorrow and doesn't fall for any freaks like this right here in a mask, okay? Any of these screwballs that show up there, you can tell, okay? If they're Patriot Front people, we know what those glowies look like. And they're going to be down there trying to cause trouble. And I hope they're so overwhelmed, they just say the heck with it. So I'd like to be there, and I wouldn't want trouble. I would be pulling for Trump and cheering for Trump. And I hope that's what people do. And nobody wiggles in there to let things get out of hand. Let me see what's going on in the chats. 6 months, Diane said that Jimmy Carter's been in there. Yeah. He's been in there a while. Well, he's at home and hospice comes to his home. I've had some friends that went through that. Oh, yeah, Robin. You got to really pick an eye doctor good. Red's been through that, too. And, yeah, he said this is the final battle. Oh, this final battle could last a long time. Could last a long time. We've had many battles that lasted a long time, each battle. Phases. That's okay, Nikki. I've got another meme for you. Here we go. Whoa, there we go. U.S. Department of Fruits and Vegetables. Yeah, the hospice is hospice, whether at home. Yeah, sometimes they come in 3 times a week. Sometimes they're there. They spend the night, Lori. I've had probably half a dozen friends that had hospice, and it was all different depending on the condition of the patient. It's all different. Hospice doesn't mean a death sentence. But more often than not, they're called in when somebody's in the final months of their life. But I had a friend who had hospice coming. He had to go. He went into hospice. He went into hospice for 2 months and he improved and he went home. He had nursing care for another 2 years afterwards. Then he went back in the home and died very quickly. So nobody knows but God when people are going to die. So that I'll never forget that. A nurse told me that was somebody very close to me was diagnosed with cancer. And I was young. You know, of course, first thing out of your mouth, well, how long they have? And I had this little nurse. She was so nice. And I must have asked her half a dozen times. And she would say things, you know, kind of non-committal. And then she finally just turned around. She said, only God knows. Only God. And that was a comfort, you know. It's just the way she said it. So only God knows a great many things. Here we go. Here's another meme for you, since we like memes. Then I'm going to show you how the more of this coordinated talking points, mockingbird talking points. I thought this was funny. TShirt. Let's get Biden to quit LGBTQ. Me, myself, said my dad had hospice. They gave him 2 to 3 weeks. And guess what? He lived for 13 years. Oh, my goodness. He worked until the last week of his life. He passed. God bless him. He passed the same day my mom passed of a broken heart. Oh, my word. Well, see, Me, myself, that's what I was saying. Only God knows. And it's never too late. You never give up, and hope springs eternal. But anyway, I was thinking about with this shirt, let's go, Brandon. Thank you. That's what I was thinking. But let's get Biden to quit's good. But I like let's go, Brandon. Thank you. Oh, Doug's patrolling the base. Wanda wants to hijack the meeting. That's right. We can change it. We can change. Let's see. I got one more. Well, I got more than that, but one more I'm put up right now. Here we go. The White House. That's right, Donna. We used to live without internet. That's right. And we got along fine. Yeah, and the people with little or no internet service, they get along just fine. They probably enjoy life more. See, because if you didn't have this media influence, it's put up to confuse people and get people to think in a false way. And that's what short circuits their minds. And when they find out or they try to reconcile this falsities, it makes them mad. And they want to shoot the messenger, the person who wants to tell them, what's really going on. Like, here's Yahoo News. I saw this crop up on my phone, when I'm minding my own business. This crops up on my phone. USA Today, I'm sorry. People with NAZI flags, signs supporting Florida Governor DeSantis gathered outside of Disney World. And I thought, man, that goes along with the guy that ran the U-Haul into the White House, right? The fence or the pillars or whatever. And they laid the flag out on the road. Now this article says DeSantis, the people are out there with Nazi flags supporting Governor DeSantis. So I didn't even want to read it, but I said, boy, here we go with that mockingbird stuff, right? But I said, well, let me read it. Let me read part of it and see what's going on. So you read it and it says the same thing. People with Nazi flags, signs supporting Florida Governor DeSantis gathered outside Disney World. And Grace Houck, or I guess her name is, she's got a goofy smile on her face. And about 15 people with flags displaying Nazi insignia gather outside Walt Disney World theme park in Orlando, Florida on Saturday, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, as others displayed messaging in support of Governor Ron DeSantis. See, about 15 people show up with Nazi flags, don't say anything about them supporting DeSantis, then they say others were supporting DeSantis, but the title that they put out there says people with Nazi flags, signs supporting Governor Florida. So right there, they play these mind games. And it's all coordinated mockingbird garbage. I want to play y'all, I tell you, here's a sad little story, folks. I had a video I didn't get a chance to transcribe. Otherwise, I'd have got up way too late on broadcast. But in Georgia, they had a street they had a street packed full of people screaming, jumping on police cars, blue lights going, sirens going, and just showing you that Georgia's going out of control. The cities in Georgia, every liberal you-know-what hole, right, is out of control. And, well, I said, well, that's nothing new. I was getting other video clips. But let me see if I could find this one story. It's a sad one, folks. Here we go. This fellow right here and his beautiful wife, and he's got a baby girl. You see here? And this was on YouTube, not a video, but a post. A post by, let's see, WAS 11 News. Quaylen Campbell texted his aunt in Atlanta, "Happy birthday, love you." Not long after that, Quaylen texted his wife, urgently asking her to call 911 for him. While driving his work vehicle in Colorado Springs, Quaylen managed to text a photo to his wife from inside the vehicle, showing that a gunman had just jumped into the front passenger seat. He was trying to notify her without letting the gunman see him texting. Quaylen's wife, Talia, immediately called 911, then started to drive to his location. It took her more than 45 minutes to get to him. When she arrived, she saw that police officers had never shown up. Talia is the one who discovered her husband's body inside the vehicle. I mean, it is so repugnant. This guy was in a work vehicle. He's left behind a widow and a baby girl. And he did everything he could. You could only move your hand so much you don't want to tip anybody off. And probably his wife's number was the easiest thing. But who knows, who can second guess. But the police never showed up. And that video of everybody raising hell in Atlanta on the streets, it just goes to show you, people are getting sick of this garbage. And I got a video to show you that, hey, a lot of minority communities are paying attention. And I bleeped out, I didn't bleep it out, but the dirty words are bleeped out here, folks. But to give you an idea of how minority communities are thinking. Now, this guy, I'll zoom it in real quick. Look at that shirt he's wearing. Biden. He's wearing a Biden shirt. So he's out interviewing people. And let me play for it. Cut my sound off so you can hear it.
How do you feel about Trump getting indicted again?
Totally political. As black people, we with Trump.
I think it's a really big political play, and they're just trying to make sure he doesn't get reelected, or even is able to run for election in the first place.
Shit, I with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him. Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
If the election was tomorrow, would you vote for Trump or Biden?
I'm going with Trump, you heard? I'm a Democrat too, but we.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to ignore. So a lot of people are noticing that the minority communities, which used to be overwhelmingly for the Democrats, it is a sea change that is coming up. Where's this one little young lady? Here we go. Here's something somebody put up. There we go. Conservatives look good in black. So, anyway, I was just glancing at the chats real quick. So, that is such a sad story. And it goes to show you that this is a WAR. And unfortunately, people lose their lives. And there's no excuse for the police not to have gotten there in over 45 minutes. Absolutely. In a major city. And unfortunately, things like this are going to happen. There's no stopping it. But also it's going to be waking people up. And, you know, these young men that we're talking about who they're going to vote for, they're at an age where when they went to school, they didn't have nearly as much of this indoctrination as we have now. Let me show you take a look at this one here. Talk about indoctrination. Those guys said, hey, we're for Trump. We're Democrats, but we're for Trump. Just about all of them. But you can see this teacher exercising her power over these young kids. You know, she can do whatever she wants. And, but anyway, you guys will hear it for yourselves.
And one. Fist up. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Afro-American people. Under God, I will protect freedom, seek peace, honor our ancestors, and encourage and support the development and prosperity of people of African descent. You may be seated.
So making everybody do a racial pledge of allegiance, you know, and you live in a school district where that stuff's permitted. I mean, what are you going to do if you have no money and you can't take your kids anywhere? And they send FBI agents after people if you question it. Where's that one where in California they're going to arrest parents or take children or make it a crime if you argue with these transgender gurus? I might have that in the. Here we go. I was talking about young creators. Here's one Tim Pool put up, and I saw the video on this LGBTQ friendly church struck by lightning and burns down. And that's true as a day is long. They had a pastor in there preaching that it was wrong not to accept, the alphabet crowd, and the alphabet crowd is okay, and what he said Jesus would do, and all this kind of stuff. Well, that evening or late one evening, very shortly thereafter, nobody was in the church. Got hit by lightning, burned to the ground. So you can take a look at that. Hopefully it will make Mr. Poole think a little bit more seriously about his faith. Here, is Red still in the chats? By the way, folks, this is a viewer-supported and creator-supported channel only. I don't get any help from any of these platforms that I'm on except for my Buy Me a Coffee link, which I have a copy of the link in the description if anybody wants to help me out. That there's a picture Red sent me. I guess he's making fun of my existence. But anyway, there's my buy me a coffee picture. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that's helped me with buy me a coffee. And I'll be doing some more Rumble broadcasts too. But anyway, Red sent me this picture. I hadn't had a chance to keep too sharp an eye on the chats. I've been glancing at them, but I have to keep an eye on the studio too. But anyway, I made a couple little changes to the picture. Here we go. See if you all can see what changes I made. I made 3 changes. But anyway, y'all can come back to the video. It's at the 30-second mark, and you can look at the old picture and the new picture, take a screenshot, and see what changes I made. There's the old one. Is that the old one or the new one? But anyway, there. Green Acres. Is that what that is? Karen got them all. That snake is the one I found underneath my tractor hood. Georgia predicted that I got a snake. I found a snake when I was saying, man, y'all wouldn't believe what I found underneath my tractor hood. And she said the snake right off the bat. But you guys, I'll put my pictures back up in a second, but I want to get a picture. There it is. Here we go. That's what I found underneath the tractor hood, right there. Anybody know what kind of snake that is? I was working on the motor, and it was probably, I don't know, less than a foot away from me, laying there in the sun. I said, what? I didn't even notice it. Just sitting there warming up in the sun. And I do not know what kind of snake it is. But anyway, I took the picture down too quick, folks. But this is the one where she spotted Sadie over there in the bottom left, peeking at everybody. And then right next to Sadie is my snake curled up. And then right there's the Punisher head. That's what I thought, Tennessee. It looked like Copperhead to me. I was going to get something to kill it. Because it's got a diamond-shaped head, and I don't care what the particular breed is, but that is bad news. So I didn't get it. I was going to go get a shovel and smack it off onto the driveway and just chop it up, but it got away. So anyway, you always be careful. I had a friend who flipped up a lawnmower seat to put a new battery in. A tractor had been sitting for a long time, and it had a big yellow jacket nest. And he didn't make it. But anyway, here's another meme for you, Nikki, if you're still with me. Now, I'm glad Sadie wasn't with me because she's overly brave. Overly brave. Let's see. Washington. Donna said Washington. I don't think it's a python. No, not at all. I think it's a copperhead. That's the territory we got. Around here, there's copperheads. But we got black snakes too, and they eat copperheads. You had a visitor child bitten by a snake at the zoo. Oh my, Robin, you can't be too careful around them. So I tell you what I do is, like in the inside tractor, I was thinking, well, I go to stick my hands in there to mess with something. You just spray some carb cleaner or something in there, or even bug spray, and they'll go. They can't stand that. But anyway, here's something I got from the NPC show. I give him credit. NPC show. You are not the father. Here we go. Little baby right there. See the itty bitty baby right there. Oh, there's the baby. And somebody in the comments said, "What a beautiful lizard child." Beautiful lizard child. I don't know. That might have been why. This might have been why the reports came out that Junior was looking for a divorce attorney, right? I don't know. I don't presume to know. Let's see. What people should do tomorrow: find another place to support Trump. Let the bad guy timed up. Let the bad guys go to court. Oh, we want to be there for more sport and have fun. I don't know, Karen. I don't know how many kids I got. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, just like I said about the guy going to work and gets accosted like that. But this kind of stuff getting around, this isn't nearly as bad, but here's an old guy trying to make an extra buck delivering pizzas. Isn't that pitiful? You could tell he had trouble walking. And, he's trying to make some extra money and something that pitiful happened to him. Something that disgusting. Let me see. I've got some videos here. I don't even know what the topic is. Anyway. Let me see what this one is. Here we go. Might as well play this one. I think Carly Bonnie put this one up. Let's see if you all seen this one or not.
Distinction here between Mr. Trump and former Vice President Pence, President Biden, Secretary Clinton, is that there was no evidence that they willfully concealed material that was national defense information and that they attempted to obstruct the efforts by the National Archives and the Department of Justice to retrieve that information. And that's the critical.
They destroyed BlackBerries with hammers in the State Department. That's not what the president said.
Actually, Evan, hold on. Can you fact check that? Hang on, Evan Perez. Hammers, fact check that for me, please, on the fly.
Yes, they did. Look, as you mentioned, there were 13 devices, mobile devices, and 5 iPads that the FBI said that in some way were used with her private email server, and they did in some cases just destroy them with hammers when they were done using them.
She said that's a pretty good way of just. Her training, no, it's not. That is absolutely not following the rules and regulations of the State Department. You know it. Your 52 reasons just went down to 1. No reasons left. Listen.
Haha. So with Twitter freed up now and Truth Social taking off, more and more people are going to be seeing this stuff. These platforms that are overly controlled, I'll say, as the CENSORED word is flagged now. These controlled channels are going to get so boring, and people are going to want to know what's going on and what the story is. And so now now I know, at any rate, why there was constantly being put out. Dan Scavino put this out, these polls that are showing where Trump is and how well he's doing. And these are accurate polls. If you'll remember, Mr. T said a number of times leading up to the 2020 election that what they call push polls. He said, the fact of the matter is it's illegal to do that, push polls. And he put out a couple of warnings about that. Weighted polls and to discourage people from going out to vote. Now you see they're walking the chalk. And if you've got 61% versus 39%, and they go to a platform that's not putting out the truth, they're going to go and they're going to look for it. Here, I'm going to put this up because as far as I'm concerned, you've got a lot of people. This is one here. This is one person that's working for the White Hats. Oh, I just saw it. Claiming the victimhood, right? Victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. He knows what he's doing. U.S. Air Force cop. And if you're out there and you want to tell everybody your ghost on Truth Social. But anyway, Rudy Giuliani drops a bomb on Newsmax. I have witnesses. Former chief accountant of Burisma willing to give up all the offshore accounts. So what he said in his interviews was that he had all these bank records and he gave them to Bill Barr. And Bill Barr just blew him off. And, he's wondering, what's anybody doing about this? How come nobody's doing something about this? It's so funny because Rudy Giuliani knows what's up. He knows Bill Barr gave him to the investigators up in Delaware. And that's just what Comer was talking about, that there's a second investigation going on in Delaware. Barr took the information from Rudy, gave it to the investigator in Delaware. Just like the laptop, Rudy had the laptop. Okay? He gave it to the FBI. He did the same thing. Complain. What are we finding out about the laptop now? It's all coming out. So Rudy Giuliani went to Ukraine. He traced the accounts. He traced 900,000 in particular going through Luxembourg straight to the personal account of Joe Biden. Nikki, you going to bed, honey? All right. Have a great night, sweetheart. I'm going to wrap it up here in a little bit. Wow, I just got my sound back. How much did I miss? How much was I off with sound? My goodness. It wasn't since Pizza Man, was it? Oh my goodness. I said goodnight to Nikki, but nobody heard me. Oh, I don't know why my sound went out. But anyway, well, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign, folks. Oh, since I said goodnight to Nikki. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what caused it to go out. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Here's a bit of something Jack Posobiec put up a couple days ago right here. Tucker Carlson had almost his second show has already gone up. Breaking Twitter launching YouTube competitor and Tucker's going to test drive it. Ain't that something? And there's Tucker with a picture of Elon Musk with a bird on his head. Ha ha ha. So you know where to find Mountain Man if they do that. I got an account that I have never used. I don't have any followers. I didn't do anything with it because no sound again. Because a little birdie told me to stay off of Twitter. And now the little birdie was right. It's all coming together. Am I out of sound again? 5x5, 5x5. I don't know what's going on, Suzanne. Everybody's got 5x5. See if I can read the chats. I move that over here. I can read chats better. Tucker has had 2 shows so far. Donna said, yeah, the first one he got almost 60 million views. I don't know what he's did this time around. Karen, is that a separate movie from what Mel Gibson's going to be coming out with? Because I've gone so far over an hour, but I have here something which I could talk about tomorrow. A lot of stuff I got to talk about. The Wiener laptop, but Mel Gibson's going to be putting out a thing too. Now this one you're talking about is different, isn't it, Karen? Comes out July 4th. That's not the Mel Gibson one. So we're doing our own coordinated 5th generation warfare information dissemination operation, right, folks? What Karen's talking about with the special coming up and what Mel Gibson is going to be putting out. And you know that the young lady that Alec Baldwin shot was working with Anne Hesh on the same type of documentary. And you'd see what happened to them. So, but we do have this one Karen's talking about, and also what Mel Gibson is going to be putting out. So, here I got a clip of Mr. T. His plane leaving to head to Miami. So he's going to show up like a boss.
Let's take Q live to Newark, New Jersey. And there you can see the Donald Trump 757, that Boeing jet, Trump's personal plane, on the runway at Newark Airport, on its way to Miami, Florida, where President Trump tomorrow will be indicted on those criminal charges that he is facing for those documents that he kept at his Mar-a-Lago estate. These are the latest live pictures. Trump's plane just being pulled there by one of those tugs at Newark before it gets airborne and makes its way for the couple-hour flight down the eastern seaboard to Miami, Florida, where tomorrow Donald Trump will be indicted on over 30 criminal charges.
So, yeah, he's already down there, or up there in Miami. And I put on True Social, he's going to show up like a boss. And I'll play this one clip here of Morning Joe in a daggone panic. Do I have that in here? Morning Joe in a flipping panic. I think it's great. Here we go. He's screaming and yelling. I don't know how good the sound is, but never mind the fact that he had an intern that was found unalived in his office on a weekend, okay? And Mr. T himself brought that up and said there was something rotten in Denmark about that young lady dying. So anyway, listen to how Morning Joe's going off.
January the 6th. But there was one poll, Alex, I hope you have, there's one poll that showed where the core of the Republican Party was going to vote in primaries. How many people think that stealing nuclear secrets is bad? Among the core, only 36%.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on. Which means, I'm not great in math, but I think that means 64% of Donald Trump's Republican Party, they don't think it's a bad thing to steal nuclear secrets. 64%. Hey, good luck with that party. Good luck with I got a couple of wigs that would like to talk to you. But Richard, that goes to the rest of the country. And this is what I've been saying till I'm blue in the face since 2017. You keep narrowing down your base until you have insurrectionists, weirdos, and freaks. And that's where we are. Everybody look, you're freaking out about what's going on. Look at that number. That is us. People who actually give a damn about a president of the United States who steals nuclear secrets and then lies about it to the FBI and then lies about it when the FBI tries to retrieve nuclear secrets.
Things that are not his.
80%. That is us. That is us. We are the majority. And we will stay the majority as long as these insurrectionists, weirdos, and freaks continue to say it's okay for Donald Trump to do whatever he wants to do, including, well, what Marco Rubio said back in 2016.
Ha ha ha. Oh, he's insulting people, hollering out slurs, screaming out slurs. I see some of you are going night, and I appreciate it, Robin. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to say real quick a couple of things I noticed in Mr. T's speech. You know, he's got a big speech tomorrow night. So listen to clues, okay? Do you remember? I already said, he said Hillary didn't matter anymore. He was taking a crooked Hillary out of her name and putting it on Joe because she doesn't matter anymore. He also said we were in a good position. When he was president, he said we had a position. And then he said that position isn't valid anymore. In other words, was he saying that Joe's position is invalid? So he also asked, where did our minds go? Where did our minds go? And one truth that he put out is very important. Let's see if this is the right one. No, this is Cash Patel. I'll pull him up tomorrow. I know a lot of people want to go to bed, but he put a truth out that said, now that things have been unsealed. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Now that the seal is broken, in addition to closing the border and removing all criminal elements that have illegally invaded our country, making America energy independent and even dominant again, and immediately ending the war between Russia and Ukraine, I will appoint a real special prosecutor to go after the most corrupt president in the history of the USA, Joe Biden, the entire Biden crime family, and all others involved with the destruction of our elections, borders, and country itself. If you take this is one of his most important truths right here. He's going to be removing all the criminal elements that have illegally invaded our country. He's not just talking about people going over the border. He's talking about all this foreign influence, all this Soros money, okay? And he said that he will appoint a real special, quote, prosecutor. Why did he put quote marks around prosecutor? He could have just said special prosecutor, but he said special, quote, prosecutor. Okay? To go after the most corrupt president in the history of the USA, Joe Biden, the entire Biden crime family, and all others involved in the destruction of our elections, borders, and country itself. Oh, now I know why he put quote marks around prosecutor. It's going to be a military commission. The military is the only way, and that's what's going to get done, folks. And this is one of the most important historic truths that Donald J. Trump put out. Right there, you see it. The quote marks around the word prosecutor. And you heard it here on Mountain Man 2 first. So anyway, folks, do you all think I'm exaggerating? But you see it there with your own eyes. You put quote marks around the word. He's not going to have what we understand normally to be a prosecutor like Durham or Bill Barr or was Creepy Jack Smith or none of that. It's going to be a military commission. Oh, wait. Didn't you hear what I said, Karen? It's not going to be a prosecutor. He put quote marks around there. It's going to be a commission. It's going to be a military commission, and he's going to go after all of them. Read the last 3 lines, or the last 4 lines. So, here we go. Here's one for you, folks. So I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And I've got more. I'm going to play this for Red. I told Red I was going to play this for him. Check out his channel. We're all going to try to figure out. He's getting up to 3,000 subscribers. He's going to do videos about America, our America. And he made this little ditty here. You might want to check his channel out, Explore America.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the people in the world that have to watch Hello America and laugh at that stupid red-headed stuff. I'm sorry.
So it's Explore America. But anyway, so we're going to help him come up with some really good videos people can enjoy, so we're not always feeling bad, and tomorrow we're going to help Mr. T and help him be pumped up and know that we're behind him. It's going to be peaceful. It's going to be powerful. And it's going to be historical. And I don't think they got enough freaks to break it up. And we're wise to them anyway. And I've got new subscribers. And I am going to play again. Here, where'd she go? I'm going to play Sleepy Joe. I want to wear her out. And I'm going to play Putin at the end, too. Getting his stuff together, getting ready.
Just a short time ago.
Now, the White House says President Biden
monitoring the situation very closely.
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Joe. The war bells are ringing, the war bells are ringing. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, boom. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Joe. The war bells are ringing, the war bells are ringing. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, boom. War bells are ringing. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, boom. The war bells are ringing. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, boom.
Now I'll play, where's he at? I'm going to play, here we go. You all have a great night. I'll be seeing y'all soon. This is Putin getting his stuff together. You all have a great night. This is Matt. I'll see you probably sometime tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You know when I go live. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Want to play games? Okay. Come on.